Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host Sleepy Celestial. Now guys, let's get right into this. Now it's been a while now. I took a hiatus due to the fact that there's been a lot going on and I'm getting ready to cover more Beyonce. We are currently covering track and field right now. So shout out to my track fans. So I wanted to bring something very unique and special to the horror genre. Now, for a lot of the Jeepers Creepers fan, there's been something that I've been brewing in my mind that I kind of figured out what the creeper might be. Now, previously, I've done a lot of Jeepers Creepers films and as well as the films covering. Now, this is going to be covering the Jeepers Creepers 1 to 3. I am not counting Reborn because it doesn't fit the category. Now, a lot of people have been asking over the years, what is the creeper? What his tie-in to the world as well as the place that he inhabited? Is he similar to the Derry clown from Stephen King's? So these are very valid questions. So upon Jeepers Creepers 2 and some of the deleted scenes, there has been a lot of things that I've been brewing as well as collecting as evidence that I might know what the creeper is. Now, the writer that created the Jeepers Creepers, the director as well as the filmmaker of the person that created the Jeepers Creepers, said that the creeper started off as a man and he is not a monster, but he started off as a man, and over time he became what we see now, which is the creeper. Now, what if I told you that just like in all horror, there's an origin that is not taken lightly, but yet it's right in our faces the whole time. For one, we've seen that the Jeepers Creepers have lived so long that he has crossed so many civilizations during his lifetime that he now lives in the present time, and looking at the present time, he knows exact. So the last time we found the creeper, which was during the same night and the same next day when he took Derry, and from that dream we saw that there were so many factors that played along with the creeper's history that after reviewing everything, it came up as an anomaly, and that I started researching more about the deleted scenes, as well as there's this creepy but yet interesting skeleton in the back of his truck, almost as if the creeper has the ability to shed its form into this grotesque demon-like creature. And this could be how would I say this? This could be one of his original bodies, because as we saw in Jeepers Creepers 3, which is actually canon, even though it wasn't properly produced, it still was very good to watch after reviewing it 3 or 4 times. And Derry in the dream explaining what the creeper is and the connection the creeper has at large when it comes to the world building of the Jeepers Creepers universe. We come to find out that the creeper has been living for nearly thousands and thousands of years, and nothing has been able to actually harm the creeper. And the creeper was able to replenish its parts based on the human genetic factor. We haven't seen the creeper consume anything but humans, and that his metabolism as well as his regenerative abilities all depends on his victims based on the different fear that it has. For one, the creeper from his origin standpoint has a connection to a couple of things. For one, we could say that the creeper was a painter or a sculptor in the past when he was human, and that from that part when he was human, he was considered, you could consider him as like a Renaissance man. He loved the culture of where he was inhabiting, and every culture that he inhabited, he took a piece of its civilization with him. And what if I also tell you the creeper is some sort of a time traveler, similar to what the 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 predictor, which was Menxi, as well as the previous person, Giselle, knowing that the creeper spanned from so many different time periods that over time and during even the medieval times, they referenced the creeper as some sort of dragon. But I think that to call him a dragon is so far-fetched. Maybe during the time that they saw the creeper, they could have assumed him as a dragon because of his scaly structure look. But after reviewing even more evidence that the creeper is some sort of traveler, that some sort of human that obtained the enlightenment of life. What I mean by that, he has find a way to become immortal, but it came with a price. He had to now consume people to either go back in time or preserve his life. The reason why I say this is, in the first Jeepers Creepers, when Giselle was talking about the prediction of the creeper, she says she don't know if it's a devil or a demon, or is it something hungry, some dark place in time. These are all clues to what the creeper is, and his ability to create body preservation is not that far off to the actual reality of body preservation, right, that we've seen in either funeral homes, or even the earliest learn of body preservation came from a old Chinese called the Lady Dai, which was a 2,000-year-old mummy Chinese that was so well preserved that its skin was still intact. Mind you, it's a 2,000-year-old body. So let's put this into perspective. The creeper either took or learned from every different religion that he inhabited, and over time reincarnation exists. The people that he is hunting are probably the reincarnation of the victims that he has tracked down over the years. And you could even connect that to Stephen King's Derry, the Derry city, that it was able to allow the city to preserve its people, but by making children, the clown was able to pick the generation out of generation of parents that were spared by him and were able to allow to have kids, but thus having a trade of picking the kids out when he needs it, when he awakes from his 27 years of slumber. Now the creeper, every 23 years or every 23 spring, for 23 days, the creeper get to roam around and do something exactly similar. So in a weird way, the creeper is tied into a lot of spirituality. And here's another crazy fact. Underneath the church is an entire hideout where the creeper basically creates the fascination of art by creating the caventure of the ceiling into the Sistine Chapel version that he, I guess, was very familiar with during the time when he was living somewhere in, you know, different places around the world. So he's a collector of art, but he also makes art out of the people or victims that he loves or that he devours. So the creeper, to me, is this person that has founded the ability to live longer, but in return he has to consume people to prolong his life, or his time will run out and he has to do this all over again. It's some sort of a torture for the creeper as well, because he has to do this every 23 years for 23 days, and 23 is also a very prominent number of why he has to do this within the 23 shift mark in numerology. So the creeper, to me, is this time traveler artist that was able to prolong his life based on his teachings or his methodology. He could even be an alchemist, because at that time a lot of people believed in alchemy and that the world was shaped around the universe or in the center of the universe. So I have a great sense that the creeper is some sort of man that was converted or learned the teachings of life, but there's a downside effect of learning everything in the world. You know, sometimes knowledge is cursed. So having that knowledge, he was able to become immortal, yes, but in return he has to now consume people for the betterment of him living. On top of that, the feature of the creeper, his face also is not really attached to his actual like head. It's almost like this mask he is wearing, and that is what makes it even more creepy. It's like something or someone is manually or summoning the creeper, almost as if the creeper itself has a specific time lapse on himself, and in order for himself to survive or to continue, he has this time lapse on himself, almost like this timer that once the timer goes up, he can't no longer pursue what he has to do. He has to try again for 23 more years. Thus, being a traveler also affects the present and the past. That's why when he showed up to the farm, it almost as if he stopped everything. Time, the wind, everything around him stopped. Almost as if he was not supposed to be in that timeline. Furthermore, I heard they're creating Jeepers Creepers 5, and I wish they could kind of like bring the creeper back to its roots. I think after Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, and 3, they should count Jeepers Creepers 5, and there's the posing question, what is the creeper? So if you guys like this, make sure you guys like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.